Yeah.
Alright,
One, two, two.
Good night, greetings everybody. We are G Syndicate, and tonight is vibes as we syndicate you vibes. You know, you're gonna be hearing some songs off our upcoming EP. Things gonna be nice. So right about now, we starting with this one. Ready to blow? So are you ready to go? So are you ready to go?
Yeah.
Oh, ready to blow, ready to blow. Oh, ha, so let me go.
Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go.
It's time to start the party. Sometimes we be getting dirty. This time we're starting this thing right. Hey, so just kick off your shoes. It's no time to feel the blues. So baby, we gonna do our thing tonight. Oh, leave the work at home, leave the stress alone. Toss away your worries. Ain't got no time for that, baby. Now you got the chance. Lose your fears, just dance. We're gonna rock this party. Just raise your hands if you're ready.
Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go.
It's time for you to be free. Let's just enjoy the party tonight. We just gonna ease our mind. So just think about the world, 'cause we're not gonna stop at all, and we're just leaving all our fears behind. So leave the work at home, leave the stress alone, toss away your worries. Ain't got no time for that, baby. Now you got the chance. Lose your fears, just dance. We're gonna rock this party. Just raise your hands if you're ready.
Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go.
Let the music take control. Let it seep into your soul. When the bass line starts pulsating, feel the stress evaporate. Let it bring me to your mind. There could be no better time to get on the floor, 'cause we're just ready to blow. Ready to blow, start up the show. Ladies and gentlemen, Mark on the trombone.
Start up the show, get on the floor, let's go, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go, let's go.
Give it up for Mark, y'all.
So
let me go.
Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go, let's
Be
go.
ready to blow.
Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go.
Yes, folks, good night one more time. We are G Syndicate. This next song we're going to do for you, you can find it on our upcoming EP called Revive. We released it last year, and be ready to rock. This one is called Chemistry.
Hey girl, hey girl,
how you moving, put me in a mood, I'm glad to see you. Your waistline on the baseline, so attractive, I wanna be a captive. I see a smile on your face now, so beautiful, I know you're original.
So come wind up on me, I wanna see if you got good chemistry. And come push back for me, don't hold back, gal, just be free. Love how you dance and show off, show off. You have my attention, girl, you're sweet off. Dance for me, baby, step out, step out. Just keep it moving, cause we're still grooving. I love how you dance and show off, show off. You have my attention, girl, you're sweet off. Dance for me, baby, step out, step out. Just keep it moving, cause we're still grooving. We're still grooving. We're still grooving. We're still grooving.
Come talk to me, girl, cause the intelligent and you run the world. And let me say face to face, know you feel the tension, just had to mention. Your brown eyes, shining bright, so gorgeous and glowing like sunlight. I hear your voice, angelic eyes, so amazing, I wanna keep this going.
So come wind up on me, I wanna see if you got good chemistry. And come push back on me, don't hold back, gal, just be free. I love you dance and show off, show off. You have my attention, girl, you're sweet off. Dance me, baby, step out, step out. Just keep it moving, cause we're still grooving. I love you dance and show off, show off. You have my attention, girl, you're sweet off. Dance me, baby, step out, step out. Just keep it moving, cause we're still grooving. Still grooving. Still grooving. Still grooving.
Hey, girl, I wanna take you home with me.
And hey, girl, show you good energy, yeah.
Hey, girl, I wanna treat you right, you see, you see, you see.
Hey, just the two of us. We can make it if we try, just the two of us.
Just the two of us.
Just the two of us. Building castles in the sky. Just the two of us. You and I. What you won't do for love. You try everything, but you won't give up. What you won't do for love. You try everything, but you won't give up. So come wind up on me, I wanna see if you got good chemistry. And come push back on me, don't hold back, gal, just be free. Love your dance and show off, show off. You have my attention, girl, you're sweet off. Dance me, baby, step out, step out. Just keep it moving, come and just groove. And I love your dance and show off, show off. You have my attention, girl, you're sweet off. Dance me, baby, step out, step out. Just keep it moving, come and still groove. And I love your dance and show off, show off. You have my attention, girl, you're sweet off. Dance me, baby, step out, step out. Just keep it moving, we're still moving. I love you not touch. Show off, show off. You have my attention. Dance for me, baby. Step out, step out. Just keep it moving, but we're still grooving. We're still grooving. Still grooving. Still grooving. Yeah.
The next selection is entitled Englishman in New York, a song made famous by Sting in the 80s. Hope you enjoy.
I don't drink coffee, I drink tea, my tea. I like my toasted on one side. You can hear it in my accent when I talk. I'm an Englishman in New York. See me walking down Fifth Avenue, a walking king here at my side. I take it everywhere I walk. I'm an Englishman in New York. Oh, I'm an alien. I'm a legal alien. I'm an Englishman in New York. Oh, I'm an alien. I'm a legal alien. I'm an Englishman. someone said he's a hero of the day. It takes a man to suffer ignorance and smile. Be yourself, no matter what they say. Oh, I'm an alien. I'm a legal alien. I'm an Englishman in New York. Englishman in New York. Oh, I'm an alien. I'm a legal alien. I'm an Englishman in New York. Modesty's propriety can lead to notoriety. You could end up as the only one. Gentleness, sobriety, are rare in this society. At night a candle's brighter than the sun. In New York, concrete jungle where dreams are made up. There's nothing you can do. In New York, there's more than combat gear to make a man. There's more than a license for a gun. Confront your enemies, avoid them when you can. A gentleman will walk but never run. If manners make it man, and someone said he's a hero of the day. It takes a man to suffer ignorance and strive. Be yourself, no matter what they say.
You know you sing at home.
Oh, I'm an alien. I'm a legal alien. I'm an Englishman in New York. Oh, I'm an alien. I'm a legal alien. I'm an Englishman in New York. Englishman in New York City. I'm an alien. I'm a legal alien. I'm an Englishman in New York. Englishman in New York. Oh, I'm an alien. I'm a legal alien. I'm an Englishman in New York.
Now, growing up in the 90s, I would have loved these songs. I'm sure those of you that know them will love them as well. So we got two songs coming up for you. We got I Wanna Know by Joe and Someone to Love by John B. and Babyface. Hope you guys enjoy.
It's amazing how you knock me off my feet. Every time you come around me, I get weak. Oh. Nobody ever made me feel this way. No. You kiss my lips and then you take my breath away. So I wanna know what turns you on. Yeah, I wanna know, so I can be all that and more. And I'd like to know what makes you cry. Oh, so I can be the one to always make you smile. Girl, he never understood what you were with. No. And he never took the time to make it worse. More loving girl. Baby, I'm the kind of man who shows consent. Yes, I do. Any way that I can please you, let me learn. So I wanna know what turns you on. Yeah, and I wanna know, so I can be all that and more. And I'd like to know what makes you cry.
Warning. What you are about to hear goes against traditional romantic counsel expressed by friends, family, and Instagram memes and quotes. Open-mindedness is advised.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of all ages, welcome to another edition of the Senate Podcast. I am your host, Neil, joined as always by my brother from another mother and your host, Derek. Derek, tell people good night, man.
Here. I am in the crank.
Give me that air horns again, man. I ain't like how them come out just now.
Sorry, man. I'll go again.
Yeah. Yes.
That's right.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are here. We are here with another live stream of the Senate Podcast. I see my man Stephen Wu in the crank. Good night, Stephen Wu.
I must say the intro is fire. That's right.
That's right. It means it's going to be an eventful night. Shout out to, I see Kevin in the house. I see my man Marlon. Yeah, Steve. Intro is fire. Getting there early. Aston. Yeah.
It's true. I'm ready, man.
Yeah. When you see the man smiling, so it's only pain and suffering for whoever listening. Right? But anyhow, we here, we gonna crank. Anyhow, my brother, tell the people how you doing, what's going on.
I am well, my brother. I am well. I am here. I went to gym this morning. I had a great workout. Today was a little bit emotional for me. Birthday of a loved one who had passed. So I dealt with that today, and then I spent the rest of the day preparing for this. It was a bit much. It was a lot to dissect and to get into, but I got it done. Got it prepared. And you would have seen the breadth of the work that I would have sent to you today in preparation for tonight. So, yeah, man, I'm feeling good and I am ready to rock. What's going on with you, my brother? How is everything in your world?
I am good. Today was an interesting day for personal reasons, but it was a good day nonetheless. I mean, there was some somber news. If you're living under a rock, Queen Elizabeth passed today. I mean, everybody expected at some point she would have transitioned and everything like that, but she has passed. And
a lot of people celebrating that. It was a little weird for me, but yeah.
It is, which is sadly ironic because we put the intro here of obviously the late great Kevin Samuels, and people paraded when he passed away. I didn't expect people to parade when the Queen of England passed away. And it just shows the time we are living in. You can hate the institution, you can hate the history of the royals, but as I was telling someone today, Queen Elizabeth II was always classy. She was never embroiled in any scandal. She never said anything out of pocket. She always carried herself with grace and dignity. And, while you may think she should have done more for oppressed people around the world, particularly in her countries that she was ruling over and had power in, it ain't as cut and dry as that. So to me, I saw a woman die tonight, a mother, a grandmother, a great-grandmother, a woman that was thrust into the spotlight and into a very unique situation, a very tough social situation that very few of us, if any of us, will ever get to experience. So it's just one of those things where it was a little sad. It wasn't sad to the point where it wasn't like Kobe Bryant sad, but it was like, because to me, when somebody reaches the age of like high 90s, hundreds, whatever, right? I feel somber, but it's not like I am sad because she lived by my account a good life. So yeah, man. People that celebrating her death, it just shows me, boy, another example that people just
this is the times in which we live, man.
Yep, and people on stage, social media, whenever people post in, they're on stage. Shoot, look at two, we here right now. Be on stage. So anyhow, Derek, we want to have we asking each other how we doing. Let me ask the people in the chat. How you doing, everybody? How is everything? I see Kevin saying my face rough too. I don't know what you saying my face rough. I think that I am the picture of youth.
When the man say that he's smiling a lot. And that's usually a good indication that roughness coming down. So
we are here.
Brace yourself, folks.
But anyhow, to start, how is everybody in the chat? How is everybody going on? How is everybody's Thursday? Sound off and let us know what is happening, what's going on. while you guys do that, Derek, you can let everybody know about G Syndicate. You would have seen at the top of the program where we had G Syndicate performing their virtual concert, Ready to Blow. Derek could speak a bit more about that, where to find it and where to find G Syndicate.
Yeah, man. G Syndicate's Ready to Blow here on YouTube. You can find the channel G Syndicate 6. And then you can also find gsyndicate6.com. Also look for us on Facebook and Twitter, G Syndicate 6. Also on Instagram, G Syndicate 6. And yeah, you spell out the 6 on the Instagram. And Kevin said you grimacing at all the stuff that I would have sent you. Yeah, it's one of them nights. Believe it.
It's a lot, man.
We got a lot to unpack. But yeah, shout out the guys at G Syndicate as well. Shout out Kia, Mal, Wade, and Mark, Brett, and Hugh. Always doing good stuff. We're going to be performing this Sunday at St. Matthias Church, doing a gig over there. And then we're going to roll out some music on Monday. So you all can listen out for that as well. Look out for that. We can push that music out. So yeah, we can release 2 tunes on Monday, actually, not just one. So see my Ghost Pepper in the house. Good shout out to you, Tariq.
Ghost Pepper.
Shout out my guy Moxie, man. Moxie came in the chat earlier today, and he seemed to have some stuff going on. And he was, sharing with the man. So big up to you, Moxie. Keep your head up, keep your chin up.
Yeah, brother.
The man there, all of his brethren. So, if anything bothering you, it bothering me. And the man here for you. So, hold firm, brother. See Annie, see the host as well. Good night to you, Annie. Good to see you.
Good night. Good night. Anyhow, ladies and gentlemen, apart from all of what we just said, we would like to let you guys know that you are indeed watching the Senate podcast. Remember to like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't miss anything. We do content for you 5 days a week, along with Tuesdays and Thursdays here with the live stream and the serious talk, where we get into things and you guys interact with us. We also have on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays the Senate Shorts. Obviously, those are shortened versions of the Senate podcast, a bit lighthearted. We had a man smuggling a case. That was the last one we would have.
That powder.
That bubbly. Right? And other than that, what I want everybody to know too, if you're watching this back or whatever, or anybody watching live, just remember what I'm going to do after every live stream. I'm going to put in the description of this video the timestamps, because I know not everybody wants to sit through 50 minutes of live stream. We put that music for you guys to enjoy as you wait for us to come here, because I know some of you like to come in early and just rock out to some tunes. So for those of you that want to rewatch or anything like that, I can put some timestamps. You could just click on it. I can got the intro and then got the start of the show, and that can take you right to this part of the programming. Sound like a broadcaster. Anyhow,
all right.
Ladies and gentlemen, as I said, you are watching the Senate podcast. Every Tuesday and Thursday. Every Tuesday and Thursday, Derek usually goes on our social media pages, particularly Facebook, the Senate podcast. Give us a like and a follow. Derek will usually go on there, and he would start a conversation, right? And this conversation, this is no different. What we are talking about tonight is sweet lies. Do women offer each other the best advice, or should they dig a bit deeper into the advice they receive? So we're all talking about the advice that women give one another. And I guess we can somehow cross over into men giving advice as well. I think that's going to be an eventuality or an inevitability. But regardless, we are here and we're here to talk you things. So over to you, my brother. You take the baton and you can run that middle leg.
Yeah, man. No problem. Ladies and gentlemen, good night, good night, good night. Welcome to you all. Hit the like button on the way in. That is the cost of admission. And tonight is going to be a little bit different. It's not going to be the usual long drawn out monologue that I would do, right? Not going to be that tonight, because we have a lot of stuff to get into, right? So I want to have a consistent back and forth throughout the show, so none of the clips will fall through the cracks, right? So since the advent of social media, every day you see a video of women saying how men are no good, and I'm saying that so for those of you who are watching with your children around, we know that they don't say it so delicately, and how women need to look out for and can do bad all by themselves. Right?
Themselves.
All alone, but shoot, let me get Keisha in here early, man. Yeah. So let me get video number 1, Neil. Let's spin video number 1.
Yes, sir. Let me get that on screen right now. There she is. All right, here we go.
Let me tell y'all something. Ooh. If you have a daughter, I want you to go get your daughter so your daughter can listen to this message. Ooh. I was talking to my daughter the other day. We went on vacation about 14 days out of the country. We had us a good time of bonding. And I told my daughter, I said, baby, let me tell you something. I said, I don't care what happens in relationships with men or whoever you decide to give your heart to and be in love with or whatever. I want you for the rest of your life to have these 3 things solid. All right? Y'all ready? I said, as long as you got your own house, as long as you got your own transportation, and as long as you got your own income, it don't matter what a ninja got to say. Baby, he can leave, he can fall dead, and you gonna be a stable bitch for the rest of your life, all right? Y'all better not let these men fool y'all. It's more stable women than it is more stable black men, all right? All right, baby, let's make out.
I love it. I personally, in my heart of hearts, I love it. I love it. Love it.
You gotta love it, Neil.
You
gotta love it, right? We heard this ladies' advice, and I'm using ladies in its loosest context here. But lately, there have been a lot of videos making the rounds which highlight quite the opposite, right? Because she's saying, make sure you got your own job, your own house, your own car, right? Them kind of things.
Right.
But there are videos out there of women who have the job, house, and car, but still regret the fact that they are no there, you know, as my girl Keisha would tell you. Right? And they wish they had a man to take care of them. One such video has gone viral, and in true Senate style, we have it here for you guys. So let's hear what this particular lady has to say. Neil, give me video number 2.
Here we go.
Being single and 46 sucks. That's it. It just sucks. And I'm fucking tired. And I make jokes about the fucking buffoons that I have been encountering in dating. But in reality, this is my reality. This is my reality. This is my reality, and those stories are the shit that's available, because all the good men have gotten married in their 20s and 30s because they're good men. I'm not blaming it all on men, because women are fucking shit. They fucking batshit crazy too. So, but this is my reality, not anybody else's. That's all.
That is all.
All right. Life comes at you fast, don't it?
Hard.
Right? And we had another video a couple of weeks ago in here with a lady. She was sitting in her car after her shift, complaining and saying that she was ready to be a wife. She was ready to submit, cook, sex when you want it, them kind of things, right? And of course, when the comment section of her video came for her, she kind of backtracked, changed the tune and became strong and independent one more time, right? Now, these days, everybody has a platform. So it is necessary, folks, for us to be able to discern what is fact, from what is half truth, from what is a word salad, from what is flat out lies, right? And we got a lot of ladies out there, sharing their experiences and their information, right? As always, I want my guys to be aware, but tonight, at the risk of sounding misogynistic and like I'm telling women what to do, I want to caution the ladies as well on what they need to pay attention to when they're listening to these ladies on the people's internet, right? Because I know I've seen women who have been in this particular chat before saying that they admire Cardi B and Nicki Minaj. These are grown women in our cohort, Neil, in our age bracket. They admire Cardi B and Nicki Minaj and them there. Meg Thee Stallion and all them. And sometimes women take their cues from these ladies. They take the cue from Beyonce, them kind of things, right? So I need to caution the ladies so that we do not make mistakes in terms of who they're listening to, right? The first such lady, well, the lady of the night tonight is one Elizabeth Ovesen. That name is unknown to many, so let me call her by her other moniker, Karen Steffens. That name too may be unknown to some, so let me call her by her most familiar name, Superhead, right? Now, please note this podcast was aired earlier this year. When I looked at my folders and stuff on my phone, yes, I might hold a lot of stuff on my phone. I noticed I had downloaded this on April 4th, right? So I had this topic saved up for a long time, right? And the vacation allowed me the opportunity to dissect this interview, this podcast, and I'm able to bring it now, right? So this is aired earlier this year before the overturning of Roe v. Wade. That's important. And also before the parting of ways between Lori Harvey and Michael B. Jordan. That is going to be critical in the dissection of this particular podcast, right? So some of the stuff she says is even funnier when you look at it in retrospect, right? So let's hear who Elizabeth Ovesen is and get into the things she has to say. Neil, give me video number 3.
Here we go.
Welcome to 2190's podcast, Asking for a Friend. I'm your host, Elizabeth Ovesen, New York Times bestselling author, relationship columnist, and self-love strategist.
Right, self-love strategist. All right, so that's 3. Let me get a 4.
Hold tight. Don't give me 4 yet, right? Don't give me 4 yet because, Neil, I do not want us, right, to shortchange Miss Ovesen, right? She's a New York Times best-selling author, relationship columnist, and a self-love strategist, right? While we do not stand on ceremony here, shout out to Ben from The Dark Knight Returns, or Rises, whichever one it is. We do not stand on ceremony here on the Senate, and I applaud Miss Ovesen's modesty, Neil, but I do not wish to belittle her or her accomplishments. So I will amend her bio to add that she's also a former adult actress. So that needs to be said to provide context for some of the things we're going to hear going forward, right? Having said that, Neil, let's press on further. Miss Ovesen goes into defining slut shaming, ladies and gents. So let's hear what she has to say. Give me videos 4 and 5, Neil.
This can be one of the episodes. I could see it already. I could see her family. Heart of mercy.
Let's get into slut shaming because I can't with you today.
All right.
It's the stigmatization of a woman. So let me stop it. Is stigmatizing a woman for engaging in behavior judged to be as promiscuous or sexually provocative?
Okay.
And I left the part where it says a woman because listen, if you look up in the dictionary any of these words, slut, whore, tramp, strumpet, every definition in the dictionary starts with a woman who. A woman. It very rarely says a person or a man or a woman who. These are terms that are strictly for women. You guys don't have these.
We get to number 5 now.
I mean,
don't do that.
We get called F-boy, and that's
what, the same as a whore? Does it hit you? Does it hit you the same?
Nah, it's definitely not the same.
It's not the same.
It's not.
And the whole world doesn't do this to you, and you're not judged by it, and then you're having your life ruined by it, your work ruined by it,
that's all.
Your personal relationships ruined by it. It's not the same.
All right. It's not the same, says Elizabeth Ovesen. Not the same.
All right. Now, here's the thing, right? What she doesn't want to say is that we do have terms for men. But they may not be sexual. That's true. They may not be sexual. But when we hear the words deadbeat, it's usually followed by what, Neil? Nobody knows talk, but when you hear the words deadbeat, is usually followed by.
I never hear about a woman that's a deadbeat.
Never yet. You hear about deadbeat dad. Yeah. I've never heard of a deadbeat mom, irrespective of how terribly she treats her children.
Oh, but that's whataboutism. And
yeah, I know. Exactly, is a whataboutism.
We're not
Hell
talking
yes,
about
it
sex.
is. We doing whataboutism tonight, for sure, right? When we hear about sex offenders, we immediately think of men. And yes, that kind of reputation does ruin a man's personal and work relationships.
But hold on,
whether he's guilty or not, Neil, whether he's guilty or not.
Well, let me
we going in it tonight.
All right,
we
but hold on,
but
hold on. The numbers show that men are more prone to be deadbeat dads, and men are more prone to be the offenders of those physical natures. So,
right.
I mean, it is not as equal as, let's say.
But don't worry.
No, I know what it's going.
I have now begun to stroke.
I am the voice of the voiceless of this podcast. Those are the detractors that will come. I am those. I represent that. But you know
it's nitty gritty when it comes to the detractors, right? Make them come, call me ready, feed them, evil day. Anyhow. So if you think that this is a one-sided thing, double standards exist across the board. Double standards exist. So you may not be able to be as sexually adventurous as you care to be. But on the other hand, may have repercussions in other areas that you don't have, right? And if you doubt that, ask all the men who've been wrongfully accused and had their lives ruined because of a wrongful accusation. Ask Kenneth Petty. He's the latest we hear about.
Man that had a life real ruin.
Yeah, real ruin, right?
Like can't work again, kind of ruin.
Sure. Mia Khalifa is an adult actress. And she was still able to find work. She wasn't good at what she was doing, but she was able to find work.
One could argue she was never good at anything she did.
But let me get into that.
Yeah, my bad.
Right?
My fault.
But she was still able to find work.
Right.
Even though she was, an adult actress. The boy hiring a sex predator around the place. Right? But anyhow, let me go forward. Let us press on because I have now begun to fight. Give me video number 6 there, Neil.
You guys don't have the whole world judging and telling you what to do with your body. We literally have the government telling us what to do with our bodies. The government.
Yeah.
Somebody somewhere right now is changing a law that tells us what we need to do with our bodies, when and how we can get birth control, when and how we should even be able to get abortions or even just care, even just care. And then also when and how we should have sex and not have sex.
Well, I didn't realize that the law was when women could have sex or not have sex. I didn't realize.
That's the thing.
I missed that part.
Nobody is telling women what to do with their bodies. Nobody. Least of all the government. The government is not saying to women not to have sex or who to have sex with.
Also, that what she just said in a vacuum sounds terrible. The government is forcing women to essentially do what the government wants to do with their bodies. But isn't there a war on freedom of speech as well? Isn't there a war on what we can and cannot say?
Yeah, of course. Sure, I got couch everything I say here poetically tonight.
Of course, and that ain't even a law. That's public opinion. So that's that. Me, you don't get work again. You school fire you or whatever for what you say here. That ain't got nothing to do with the law. That's just public opinion.
Nothing. Right? The government is not saying to women do not have sex. That is not what is being said. Miss Ovesen is being disingenuous, right?
Mrs.
The government is, however, I said miss. I corrected myself because I can come to that too tonight, right? I was in the trenches today. Right?
Very well. Leaders.
The government is saying, however, I can count through the sludge tonight. It ain't gonna be only me. Be careful when you do have sex. That's what the government is saying. Sex who you like, but if you pop up pregnant, there will be consequences with which you have to deal.
Pregnant being, and let's be clear, pregnant when you reach a certain stage, because there is a window. It ain't like to say as soon as you get a pregnancy test after 6 weeks, you gotta keep it.
Yeah. folks, ladies and gents, you cannot have the freedom without the responsibility and the consequences. If men get women pregnant, they have no say in whether they want the child or not. So, fellas, if you're there and you going Roy's law, you gotta be prepared for what come if you didn't get called. Yeah. That is one very real consequence men will have to face.
Man,
so thinking that men
do face that consequence though.
Damn straight. So thinking that men get to, play footloose and fancy free with sex is as inaccurate as it gets and a misrepresentation of the facts, Miss Ovesen. Right? But Neil, I ain't even giving you the pretty transitions tonight. Give me video number 7.
Problem with slut shaming is this. Slut shaming is born in the insecurities of men. And your insecurities are born in your penises and your wallet size. Because honestly, and I'm gonna be super frank here, I never heard a big dick man with not just big dick energy, not just BDE, but a man who's well endowed. I've never seen a well endowed man call a woman a whore.
Okay.
It's always the man who can't handle a sexually advanced woman in the bedroom.
Okay.
Yo, I love it. So she said, if you well endowed, you're calling a woman a whore, but the man marrying them though.
Dun, dun, dun. And you gotta love it, Neil. You can't handle a sexually advanced woman. Sexually advanced woman.
So sexually advanced is when you put the people internet going down for any and everybody who show me a come.
Yeah. You a quick Google search. That is as advanced as it get, right?
Don't do that. Don't Google search because it's the sensibilities and whatnot.
Yeah, girlfriend got like a math class, right? Back in the day, those of us who were a little bit more ahead of the curve, mathematically speaking, were able to go into the advanced class. But that wasn't me, right? You gotta love the euphemisms. I'm sure that my man Aston would appreciate this here as a language man. And trust me, folks, she has only begun to fling around the euphemisms in this particular podcast, right?
Shaming language.
And I was not going to say, I hope you guys noted the shaming language that she uses as well, right? According to this lady, if you slut shame a woman, it's because you have a small penis or a small wallet. Nothing to do with what she's got going on, what she's doing. Nothing to do with her actions. It's all on you.
Yeah.
You broke small doggy man, right? So we're going to come to realize that Miss Ovesen has seen a lot of penises. So she's well acquainted with the different sizes and she has no time for the smaller varieties. But let us press on, Neil, because again, there are a lot of these clips to get through. This was nearly 40 minutes of podcast that I had to chop up and cut out the filler and stuff and the fluff for you guys, right?
Come on, people put some ones in chat. Wait, start the podcast. Hey, if y'all don't put ones in this chat for my man Derek Marshall right now, right? It's kind of because these are a lot of clips and they are very short.
Yeah.
If y'all don't put some ones in this chat and give us a like for the dedication that our brother Derek Marshall has put forth.
I appreciate it, man.
Anyhow, let us get into
Give me video number 8. Give me video number 8.
Listen, I have some thoughts about slut shaming, obviously.
We're here to hear it.
I got some thoughts about it.
All right.
Because I'm super passionate about this issue, obviously. I think women's sexual rights and just rights in general, it always strikes a nerve with me.
Of course.
And also, y'all men just drive me nuts.
No.
Not all of us.
All of y'all drive me crazy.
Well, all right.
But Miss Ovesen, I'm not a fact, I ain't as politically correct as Derek. Superhead, you ain't even head, yo. You are superhead. You have the designation superhead.
They got a normal man in the street. They got a Superman.
Right. Right? I know they got one a Superman. Listen, you have gone through a lot of men for all to see. This ain't even this is not rumor,
conjecture.
This ain't conjecture.
This is not conjecture.
This woman got a subcategory on the porn sites.
We could Google you. You are Googleable. Yeah.
So you
of course you got thoughts on slut shaming.
Yeah, you would have a problem. Because here's the thing, right? Because there's my thing. Right? I can let you get back to it there. But for me, don't be calling about no whore. Don't be calling about no slut, nothing like that. But men, talk with whom you choose to marry, whom you choose to get in a relationship with. You ain't got to call nobody in the names.
Facts.
You don't have to
I never
call
not
anybody
suggest that you
name.
do it.
Don't do
Just
that. Don't.
do not associate with them. If now you think, don't do it.
That's
You know
your
what I mean?
thing. Fair enough.
But
standards and preferences, right?
Correct. There's a video going viral right now with a woman who is upset about a Caucasian gentleman who went on 50 dates with a woman from each state. And she's upset about the fact that there were no colored women in the 50 women that he man dated. If you man want to colored women, you want to colored women. If you like black women, you like black women.
Because there's a rhetoric, right? Here's the rhetoric, right? I know on the surface, a lot of people might say, oh, that's racist. He didn't choose a black woman. But that's like a trans person. That's like a trans woman saying, you are homophobic and transphobic if you don't date a trans woman.
You know what I mean? Let me just cool it. Let me just cut it out, right? Yeah. As the Prime Minister would say, cut it out, right? But I want Miss Ovesen. It's true. There's a saying, speak the truth and shame the devil, right? And I want Miss Ovesen to do that. And I want her to do it with the chest. Say it with your chest, right? The real problem here, as she just said it, is that she hates men. She ain't got nothing to do with men.
Yeah.
Right? No, and let me say to my guy on the panel, right? All the white knights who paying attention, and they want them to pay attention, right? All the white knights that be listening to this show to come back and message me and say whatever, or message Neil to tell me whatever. Pay attention to this, right? All of you are in the same bracket as every other man where women like this are concerned. Yeah, so you could as well stop simping and stand on your square as a man, because women like this still consider you the enemy. And yeah, that's the word I'm using, the enemy.
But the woman there says some. When my man tried to correct her, say some.
When he tried to correct her, she said all.
AWL.
Right? And if you doubt me, ask Derek Jackson. He was their biggest surrogate. He was their biggest advocate. And abandoned he. Career still can't recover. He was their biggest ally and got no grace. Because he can't make a mistake, right?
Kevin Samuels can't get none, though. Kevin Samuels
pay attention. And here's the thing. A lot more women respect Kevin Samuels than they do Derek Johnson. Yeah?
Why is that, Derek?
Because people appreciate truth. Whether they like it or not, they appreciate it. Yeah?
And truth and fact.
Correct. Those two things are undefeated. Neil, give me video number 9 because we are in it tonight.
Yes, sir. Here we go.
Lori Harvey, I would say, like, if Lori Harvey was a friend in my head, if she was my friend, and she is a friend in my head, right? And I were to give Lori Harvey some advice. First of all, I have no advice for her. I have zero advice for Lori Harvey.
Really?
Yes. I think Lori Harvey is probably the first person that I've talked about on the show that I have no advice for.
Okay.
Because I feel like Lori Harvey did everything right. Lori Harvey kissed a bunch of frogs. And it's not her fault that none of them were good enough. That's their fault.
Wow. Okay.
If you were a big enough man in more ways than one, you might have been able to keep her. But you weren't good enough. You weren't big enough. You weren't man enough. You weren't something enough for her based on her standards, most likely.
Wow.
And she moved on. And we can't stigmatize women moving on. Y'all want us to settle for less so bad. And when a woman doesn't settle for less and she knows when to zip and zap.
Dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodge.
Hard.
Now she belongs to the streets? And it's always the men with 17 kids talking about you belong to the streets. Bro, you are the streets. You are the dirty, nasty, rat-infested. You're a rat carrying a pizza on a subway in New York, nigga. You are the streets. But because you're not enough for her, and then she ends up with Michael B. Jordan.
It's a good one.
Who is a beautiful man inside and out, I'm sure. Okay. And obviously he can hold her attention.
There you who put in these kind of ways.
You serious?
Yo, ladies and gentlemen, again. Give Derek Marshall some ones in the chat and like this video. Hit the like button, yo, because I could not have edited that any better. Lori Harvey. Sorry, not Lori Harvey. What is woman's name? Elizabeth. Super hey. This did not age well, sweet girl. This did not age well. This will sound good. This will look good in April. But here in September, look, it's a pretty.
It'll look real good. It'll look real good in April. It'll really look good in April, right? To hear her tell it, Michael Jordan is a beautiful man inside. Oh, sorry, Michael B. Jordan. To be clear, a beautiful man inside and out.
Inside
who
and
can
out.
hold her attention.
A beautiful man.
Okay. But where is Michael B. Jordan? No. So based on what she's saying, we can infer that Michael B. Jordan has a small penis.
And
he wasn't man enough for a sexually advanced woman.
And my girl would tell it, you know, a man that got 17 children, he belongs to the streets. But
but we know you're hitting that future there.
I know, but a woman that I slept with, she is not for the streets too. Everybody for the streets.
They're backing off of that a little bit.
Here's the joke, right? Nobody has ever said that future is good, you know. Nobody never said that future is the pinnacle of monogamy, virtue, and he is of the streets, you know. Shoot, the reason why we display that she belongs to the streets is because he is the mayor of the streets. He is the president of the streets. He is the minister of misogyny in the streets.
Yep.
So he has all authority to speak on who belongs to the street and who don't. That he live in the rat-infested street. So when he butt up on you on Lori Harvey and them. Anyhow.
The man's an expert in the streets. The man know what we talking about. The man know exactly what we talking about. Right?
Exactly that.
But give me number 10, Neil. Give me number 10. If those of you watching, hit the like button. You like the Senate podcast here on YouTube. If you're liking it, hit the like button.
Right, here we go.
This is what I always say. It's not the first. Remember when Ray J was like, I hit it first. Like, it ain't cute to be the first. That's not the cute one.
Mm-hmm.
It's the last. Who's good enough to be the last? The first is easy. I'm experimenting, bro. Of course you were the first. I don't know what I'm doing. You don't know. It's fine. But if I'm an experienced woman who has done my sexual due diligence, who has dated and kissed all the frogs, and then you are the prince and you get to be the last one, you're the one who lets me see that I don't want any of that, and I'm going to stay right here. Like you're it. It's not who's first, it's who's last.
Lord have mercy.
Yeah, so I don't care how many frogs she had to kiss to get to her prince or her king.
It's the last, according to Elizabeth here tonight, right?
Best who keeps my attention.
So let's assume,
so I don't have to
because
dump
they like
you
to
and
approach
move on to
arguments in
somebody
good
else.
faith. Let's assume that what she's saying is true. Right?
No advice for this girl.
Last week I told you guys, last week or Tuesday, it was the days fly by so quickly. I told you to imagine that you're playing in a band, right? And your band has the option to play. The promoter comes to you, he says, hey, listen, I got 2 slots available. You could play before Marshall or you could play after Marshall. Which option are you going to take? Yeah.
Unless you use the ghost of Michael Jackson or Tupac.
You better play first.
You better play for yourself before Marshall.
You better play first, right? Because by the time you start after Marshall, people are going to leave, right? Is it a matter of ego? No. It is a matter of reality and knowing that all men are equal under the law, but not necessarily equal in life. And understanding where you are in a pecking order. This is something that men understand from early in life. Okay? Now, I mean, ask the question, does anybody think that Lori Harvey could date a school teacher? Using myself as an example, I am 6'2", tall, dark, and handsome. Some people say, yeah, but I am a lowly paid government worker, as one of my exes would say, and a school teacher. So, do you think that Lori Harvey could date me, a school teacher, and be happy? Not just date me.
I was just about to say she could. She could.
After dating Future and Michael B. Jordan, because when she get flued out by that man, I can't even Baxter's Road for some glorious, shout out Big G's glorious, right? So, do you think that she could date me after dating Future and Michael B. Jordan? If you do think so, just message me privately. I got some beachfront property in St. Thomas to sell you, right? And because I am who I am, I'm a commentator. I like to think of myself as a commentator and a bit of a troll as well. To further hammer home the point, and at the risk of being told I'm objectifying women, Neil, I sent you some graphics, A, B, C, and D. If you could put them all on screen at the same time for me, that would be great.
At the same time?
If you can't, give me A and B, and then give me C and D.
No problem. I got you. I got you.
Let me know when it comes.
A on screen.
Right. Look at A, folks. Look at A.
You get the B. Look at B.
B. Right.
Look at C.
Right.
Sexy car. Then we go into D now. Oh Lord.
Right. So I want you guys to look at these images and tell me in which of these you would be willing to invest a significant amount of your hard-earned money to be the last owner. Put it in the chat if you're feeling A, B, C, or D. That's all you gotta take. Yeah. This is a car that you want for life, and this is one you want to invest your money. Right. So let me know. You can put that in chat for me. Neil, let's crack on. We are ready at 8:42 in Barbados and the rest of the Eastern Caribbean. You're watching the Senate podcast here on YouTube. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Hit the notification bell. Give me video number 11.
Slut shaming. So I have a lot to say about it, obviously. I have a lot of experience with it. And my earliest experience with slut shaming actually comes from my mother. From the time I was, I think, like 11 or so.
Okay.
Because slut shaming a lot of times has nothing to do with sex. It didn't have anything to do with my sex. I was 11. Sometimes it comes from other people's hangups about sex and their experiences with it, their bad experiences, their own slut shaming histories. And I learned from a very early age. The first time I was called a whore, I was just 11 years old playing with boys, playing jacks with boys on the playground.
Wow.
That's all I had to do.
Yeah.
That was unfortunate.
Very unfortunate. But let me say here. All of Miss Ovesen's problems have been related to men. To hear her tell it on the show. But here, just knowing that clip, she confesses that her first slut shaming experience came from whom? Her mother. Woman. But she blaming men for everything since then.
And and also consider she passing the blame to whoever saw me come. Because it was men before, but the narrative now is to she mother. The mother. To now get the victim, get the currency of victim. It's unfortunate. You know, she should have gone. I hope she gets therapy, or she would have gone to therapy and everything. That may explain a lot.
That's the first thing you need to do. Something unfortunate happened to you. You need to go and seek professional help.
But what does that call for there?
Accountability. But what is what even is that? You know?
Oh no.
Give me 12 and 13 there, Neil. Yeah. Give me 12 and 13.
Let me give
Gotham Gem on the line. She has a question about slut shaming. Gotham Gem, are you there?
I'm here.
And what's your question for Elizabeth?
So my question is, what do you do when a guy you just met makes creepy statements that slut shames women and attempts to rationalize them being raped? Do you patiently educate him or quickly escape the red flags?
Good question. I have a question for you. Are you a professor of some sort?
I am not.
Okay, so we're not educating men for free. We're done. Like, we're done. First of all, we just met him. We don't know him. We are not professional educators. We don't have. Do you have time? Because I don't have time.
Not at all.
Okay.
And
we don't have time. We're done. It's not your job. And I think it's important for us to, especially as we meet men and start getting to know men, that we realize that men are not our job. And it's not our job to raise them, to teach them, to change them, to better them in any way. It's not your job. And you just met him. So he's literally not even a part of your life at all. And he can't be a part of your life because he's got some probably very antiquated ways at looking at sexuality with women. So he can't be part of your life, right? I believe in a one flag rule. I haven't always followed this rule, and whenever I haven't followed this rule, I've always regretted it. Always. When I have followed this rule, I've never regretted it. One red flag. One flag on the play. Game is over. We're done.
In flag football, they got like 2 flags on the side.
This ain't football.
Okay.
My eggs are drying up as we speak. We don't have time.
I hear nothing.
One flag on the play. Okay? This is your flag.
Okay.
The game is over. Throw him back to the streets where he belongs.
Barely.
Agreed?
Done and done. Agreed. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Tell him I said.
In 2 minutes then.
So leave me to understand. If you just finished, leave me to understand. She got a 1 red flag rule. 1.
Yes, she does.
1. And that is at her discretion.
Yes.
Whatever it is that turns her off, she has all right to say, it's too big for me, out the door with you. And yet she is here advocating for women to not be held
judged.
Don't be judged. Don't let the man you tell me is a red flag. I understand. Again, Karen Stephens, again, Superhead, again. You got more aliases than a known criminal, right?
Just so bored.
but I understand.
Walk true passports.
I understand. Calling somebody names, we agree. On that, we agree. Don't call nobody no slut. Don't call nobody no whore. Do not do that. That's verbal abuse. Do not walk around calling anybody anything. And that goes for men and women. Don't walk about calling nobody no names nor name. If they do something that you don't like, you can simply walk away from them. We advocate that every week here to walk away. But how dare you? How dare you, Elizabeth Stephens head? How dare you come and tell the people that you got a 1 red flag rule, but here vex that when men say that's a very red flag for me, I am about that. You upset and you got a problem with men?
Yeah. This is why I said, Neil, we need to be careful about who we're listening to on the internet, right? One mistake and she out.
Well, it's not she.
She that's the advice that she's giving this lady, right?
Right.
No, she's aware that she running out of time and she eggs drying up, as she said. Right? She said that, not me. Her eggs are drying up, right? And she wants to throw this man back to the streets. And here's the hurtful part. The man on the panel, he laughing too.
But he getting a paycheck. He getting a paycheck.
All right. So we know you're working. All right.
You're working.
What if men started holding women to similar standards? But we see how that's going, right? Men got their own standards and it's labeled as misogyny or sexism or fat phobia or slut shaming, and people that generally got a problem with them things, right? Fellas, she said it and I agree. It's not a woman's job to raise or teach a man.
Yeah,
so men take note. You need to adopt a similar stance. It is not your job to bring women out of any hole in which you may find them.
Use a professor. Well, there is a teacher, but use a professor.
I will ask if she is struggling because men has come along for women struggling, and they said they want to elevate them. Women do not take up projects, men, and men you should not take up projects either. Every time people do that, they run themselves in problems, right? And I've said it on this channel before. I can say it again, right? When you mix with people who have nothing to lose, you end up just like them with nothing to lose.
With what?
No, sorry, man.
Come on, man. Exactly.
Nothing to lose.
Nothing.
Right? So yeah, on that we agree, Miss Ovesen. It's not your job to raise anybody. Men take note. It's not your job to raise anybody. Get a fully functioning adult and work with them. Right? Give me number 14 there, Neil, because again we got a lot to press through.
We got to press on, man.
Okay, we have our friend Jennifer on the line. Jennifer, are you here?
Yes.
Okay, and what's your question for Elizabeth?
How can I jump back into the dating scene and live my best life without slut shaming from my female friends?
What? Okay, so Jennifer, let's talk about this. The first half of your sentence is all about you. How can you jump into dating? And then the second part is all about other people without slut shaming from your female friends. First of all, your friends have nothing to do with your dating life. Your friends have nothing to do with your life at all, really. They only intersect where you want them to. You are a singular individual. You're not your friends. You're not what they think you should do. You're not what anybody, not just your friends, your family, society, anybody else. Do what's always do what's best for you. Never, ever, ever do what's best for other people. If you're jumping back into anything, including the dating scene, date however you want, have as much sex as you want, have no sex if you don't want to, I'm just going to say this to you though, you should date multiples. I'm going to always preach this. I'm going to always preach not putting all your eggs in one basket. Dating multiple men at one time, very old fashioned, very Regency era, very dance card. You're going to always want to do that. Doesn't mean you're having sex with all of them. Doesn't mean you're not having sex with all of them. Completely up to you. None of my business, that's for sure.
Amen.
And it's certainly not your friend's business at all.
Right.
Let's see you, Daddy. Let's see you.
Brother man, please let me say something.
You're in agreement. Go ahead, my brother.
Listen, I love that piece of advice. I agree 100% with that advice that she just gave. Because at the end of the day, whether you seek counsel from your friends, family, whomever, or you don't, it is up to you. You know, we got a friend, close friend of ours, shout out Mario Loki. He says, you make your own luck, right? Essentially, you are the master of your ship, the master of your domain, and you can do whatever you want to do once you're not hurting others or yourself. However, my girl, when the results come back and you don't like the results, right?
You got to deal with the results.
You just use you a lot in them set. In that advice, you use you a lot. You've excluded everyone else, and you've put it squarely on her or whomever it is to chart the course of their life. Now, we all make mistakes, and we all choose things that really we ain't got to call in to choose, and we end up with results that we do not want. They're not favorable. But guess who fault that is, though? I mean, sure, blame could go around. I'm not saying that you're 100% wrong with, at fault for the position you found yourself in. But come on.
Them are the decisions you make.
Come on, my girl.
Yeah. And here's the problem with advice like that, right? It sounds good in a vacuum.
But that sounds sweet, boy.
It sounds good in a vacuum. In the immortal words of the great local poet Choco Minaj, no man is an island.
No man is an island.
Your actions impact other people, whether you want to believe that they do or not, whether you want to acknowledge it or not, they impact other people, right? We do not live in isolation. Well, COVID aside, right? We do not live in isolation. Ipso facto. For those of you who are in big panel, by that very fact, we need to be mindful of the impact of our decisions and actions on our family and friends, right? This kind of hedonistic, live your best life, do what you want, nobody can tell you anything attitude does not work. And this is one of the major problems with the world today. Everybody want to be free to do what they want with no regard for the next person. Life doesn't work like that. And if you decide that you want to do everything to benefit you, well, as Neil said, when the results come back, the only body you could blame is you. If you set a test, if you study and you get set for a test and you set the test and you get A for the test, that's the credit you get for it. If you don't study and you set the same test and you get F, but that's the credit you get. You get what you work for.
You can't blame the teacher. Like, you remember
you can't blame the examiner.
Right? We used to be at school, right? You used to hear, oh, this teaching it well. There was one case only where the teacher really did not teach anything. But that was in the statistics. When you look at the numbers of the people she taught versus other teachers.
We were not alone.
We were not alone in multiple years. However, generally speaking, right? If you take a test, you come back and you get naught. And you know that you will study. I ain't talking about you study hard, you was brilliant all year long.
And you see things that you never study.
You study German, and then all of a sudden, for the test, you get Spanish. You never
surprise.
You know you're doing German. You set the test for German. You studied for German. You will pass for German. You practice. You do all the workbooks, everything like that, right? Now, I would say this, Derek. I don't necessarily 100% agree with what you just said. I don't agree that you should not be able to do whatever you want, whenever you want, however you want. No. I feel that you should do
it like
right. I personally would like you to be considerate of other people, and to me, my saying is do what you want. I tell my son all the time, do what you want once it benefits you, and it is not detrimental to anybody else. Right? Once it has your best interest at heart, and it doesn't encroach on anybody else's situation or life. Exactly. You can do what you want, right? So like he's want candy bars. I see you can't have candy bars because if you eat candy bars all the time, you ain't got health issues. That can't happen. I can't let you do that. You're a child, so I have to monitor what you do. Right. But for grown adults, right?
Do what you want.
Do what you want to do. But when you got health issues, you teeth rotten out or to the dating market, you realize that to me, I always say, me and you are young men. We've been around the block. We've had girlfriends. We've had encounters. We've been around. We are married. Shoot. We consider single by the eyes of the law.
Right.
We've had a lot of failed relationships more so than successful relationships. But who do you think we blame for that? Sure, we had some duds. Everybody's have duds. But by and large, we understand that we had good women and we messed up.
Yeah.
I've heard you say that in this space. I've said it. Right? And that takes accountability on yourself because we played country games at the time. And we end up with country prizes. We come first in the country Olympics. So when you go, you run the 100K, the 10K, sorry, of the country Olympics, and you come first, and you open the prize and you say, well, I don't like this prize, but you come first, though.
Go take that.
You got to take that.
That's what you work for. You know what I mean? Nick you up 15, 16, and 17. I got one more thing I want to say on 14 before we push, right?
Go ahead.
I want you to know, I want everybody to notice that the caller said that she wanted to get back out there, but she was afraid of being slut-shamed by whom? Her girlfriends, not men. So what we seeing, where this thing really coming from. Even though we get the flat, I hope we to see where this thing coming from.
Amen. Because I can't tell you the last time I hear a man say, I mean, again, we got our circle of friends and, you know.
That don't operate like that.
Good. So I can't tell you last time I hear a man say that a woman is a slut or a whore or, you know what I mean? Shoot, we don't even hear. The most it says, yeah, that one is not necessarily a woman that you would want to.
As a matter of fact, every name pop up, maybe like a man say,
not that
the
one.
eyes will come.
Yeah, not that one. And that is only because that man is thinking about taking it to another level with that woman. Whether it's getting to know her, being whatever. And we say, you know what? Not that one. Not that one. Again, if the man decide to go on, cause shoot, I got advice from the man too. The man tell me, yeah, not that one. And they went ahead and still play in the country Olympics. And they come first with distinction. Come first with distinction. But I got on that. That's on me. Because I did not listen to the advice of my friends. Anyhow, I just wanted to say that. Play a country game.
Yeah, man. I see my man neighbor in the house, show neighbor. Randy? Get to see your brother. Yeah, man.
You want 15 now?
Yeah, 15, 16, and 17.
All right, let me get 15 on. Let me start with 15.
I have our friend, Miss Lyons, on the line.
Hi, Elizabeth.
Hi, Miss Lyons.
Hey.
How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful today. What's your question?
So I'm curious. I really want to know. So the slut shaming, what would you say it's more about? Do you think it's more of a control thing, or would you say it's an insecurity thing? I mean, I'm just curious or is it a matter of both?
Okay, so I'm about to give you the math on slut shaming.
Stephanie Ovesen.
Ready?
All right. Yeah, I'm listening.
All right. So when a woman does her sexual due diligence, she gains her sexual education, she now has a better grading curve with which to discern. Mm-hmm. When a woman is able to discern better, she's able to make more acute decisions, which means that a lot of men are going to be rejected because now she's seen more penises. She's seen small ones, large ones, fat ones, skinny ones. She's seen brown ones, yellow ones, black ones, white ones, pink ones. Well, I'm not done. Yeah, she's seen circumcised, uncircumcised. She's seen low-hanging balls. She's seen high-hanging balls.
Right. Let me get 16 here, Bunny. Docket here.
right?
Okay.
But now what she has is this grading curve. She has this discernment. Educated women are able to make more educated decisions.
It sounds so
When
sweet.
women are able to make more educated decisions, more men get rejected. It's that rejection that the male ego cannot stand.
I love it.
Which is why there are incels in the world who are beating, raping, murdering, and deforming women because they're being rejected. The male ego is dangerous and it cannot handle rejection. So therefore, ergo, if a woman is shamed, sexually shamed, it makes her not want to exercise her right to gain the same sexual education that men get. It allows her, without that education, she's not able to better discern, which means that if she's only seen one penis, because now this is where the fascination with virgins comes from. A virgin, a woman who hasn't been around either or, she hasn't seen probably any penises, maybe just one or two. She hasn't been down to Miami during spring break or to hedonism in Jamaica and seen that penises get pretty big and awesome, right? She hasn't tried out a bunch of penises. She's a virgin or she's very inexperienced. Men like
or
this
say
better,
small,
because then a man who is inept, and to be honest, most men are inept. Okay, the average penis size is only 6 inches. That's not a lot of penis.
No, it's
I'm sorry. I'm giving it to you guys. Really, like, listen, no chaser here. 6 inches is not a lot of penis.
Okay.
There's men out here with 8, 9, 10, 12 inches. Okay, and more. I've seen more.
Okay.
I've seen a lot more.
Be know your resume, my girl. Just let me tranquilo.
Can I ask a question?
Wait, not yet. Let me finish my sermon. Okay?
Okay.
'Cause we in church. So now, when men shame women because of those insecurities, that makes women not want to have the sex that they really want. It makes them afraid to have the sex that they want to have. That shame is meant to make men feel better. So now it's like, well, I don't want to, I would have sex. I would have more sex, but they're going to call me a whore. So I'm not going to do it. So I'm just going to settle for this little penis man that I met one time. And now I'm having horrible sex the rest of my life so that I don't hurt his ego. The men with the smaller, inadequate penis, and there's a lot of small penises in this world. Listen to, there are a lot of small penises in this world.
We get it.
Most men have small. Listen, I don't know if men know this.
I think
I'm not done. I'm not done. Men need to hear this. Okay. Most of y'all, listen, what camera am I looking? Most of y'all have small. Most of y'all have small penises. You've seen porn. You know how big they get. They get pretty big. And once a woman figures that out, she ain't going back to 6 inches or 5 or 4. Some of them are like a cool inch. I was married to a man who had a cool inch and a half. I know because I measured it. Trust me. It's not good.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is what we call a word salad.
Word salad.
Right? That is, you take in some truth, sprinkling some colorful language, and you speak a little eloquently at some points. You take your 2 tongues and you chew that up, you mix everything together, put a little pepper, put some salt on it, like salt beer. Yeah, salt beer. And then you serve it. Yo, by her logic, the average penis size is 6 inches. It's small. Right? Average man boat is small, dicky man, right? Meaning that you as a woman should go and find the man with the big penis. Go up there and sleep with as many men. The average size. How many men they got in North America alone? 150 something million. I think it's 149 million men in America, right? So you know, as a woman, you got to go and find as every half inch that go up now, because she giving fast is about 5.5, 6 inches, right? But every half inch it go up, right? The percentage is dropped.
It is less men.
So she called 8 and 9 and all sorts of things, right? That is less than 2% of the men, right? So you got to sleep with a lot of men to find 2% of men. And then men are walking about, and then she got the audacity, the gumption, the temerity to come and compare it to porn. You've seen porn. If we talk about porn, my girl, you want to talk about porn? You watch porn, yeah. So you've seen porn. You see how the men hang like this here, but you also see how the women is getting on too. Women really to get on like that? No. So
and they say straight up, don't compare them to porn stars.
So like, and here the woman in the back. I want y'all to somehow find that, right? And go and find that clip. And count the amount of times she has made a reference to penis or said the word penis or dick.
Yeah. I thought about doing it, but that would take too much time.
That's too much work, man. Cause already that word count there is enough.
Now, I told y'all guys the other day, right, that women love poetry. And here we have poetry, the likes of which would rival Shakespeare, right? Sexual due diligence.
That's on
sexual education.
Got to do your research, Derek.
And a better grading curve in order to make acute decisions.
Amen.
About penises, folks. This is what this lady is talking about, you know.
But hold on a minute. Let me just interject real quick. When does the research process end? Well, shoot, because you married don't mean that the research process end. Because you're trying to
hold tight, Neil. Let's hold tight. Hold tight.
My bad.
I can get there. I come in there just now. All right.
Circly, but
as you said, Neil, enough word salad to talk about Blue say about yourself. Because as you said, Neil, in order for you to find the 8, 9, 10s, 11s, 12s that you want to talk about, you got to do your research. You got to do your research. And the only way you could do that research is, well, she got another system to beat that, but we can get to that too, right? And that is a danger with women like this on a platform because she sounds smart,
sounds
even
good.
Philosophical and scholarly.
Yeah.
So here's the thing: if the average size, according to her, is 6'5", as Neil we know, 5'6" inches, right?
Right.
Ladies who run into a man with a baseball bat, and much like Star Trek, he goes where no one has gone before. But no, you gotta keep that man.
That's the first Star Trek reference I've ever heard. I never know that you know about that. First ever, probably last.
It probably last. Yeah. You gotta keep that man, ladies, according to what she's saying, because the next man can't compare. Unless you got enough resources, of course, to make you disregard his size. And that's what we see now with the dual mating strategy. You get one man for romance and another man for finance, right? We spoke about this problem a few weeks ago with the too much choice dilemma, right?
Right.
The shame that she is talking about, that men feeling, is not about making men feel better. Please do not be misled. Ladies, it is to stop you from making the comparison. Hypergamy is real, and women will always try to get the best option for themselves across the board. Across the board. So if a woman feels she could get a man that got a 9-piece, that's what she gonna work with. If she man ain't got, if she man only working with a 5 or 6. We did a review on that picture, Sex Life.
Yeah.
And if it's season 1, shout out to season 1. Right? We did a review on that show. And that show, apparently it was written by women, which I found interesting and informative because it was as real as it got. That woman, she had a happy life. Everything was good until she ran into her ex who had a bigger penis. He had much more resources, but he offered more excitement. He was hitting the spot. She had 2 children for the husband, you know. But after an encounter with the ex, all of a sudden now, she got to teach the husband how to have sex with her. I know it's a work of fiction, but guess what? Are imitating life, right? But Neil, we heard Miss Ovesen mention that she was married in the former clip, and she threw her husband her ex-husband under the bus with his 1.5-inch penis. So let's hear a bit more about the husband. Give me video number 18. Those of you who may be triggered, hold on to your hat because you are not going to believe what you are going to hear. But then again, given who we're talking about, you're not going to believe what you're going to hear coming up here. As ladies, all 2 ladies that are watching the show, brace yourself. Fellas, trigger warning. Here we go.
Or my 2 boyfriends, and they're gonna be calling 3 o'clock in the morning. Wayne had the house number. So now mind you, I have my kid, my husband has his kid. We have kids. And by the way, it's my house that I pay for. I pay all the bills. Everybody's dependent on me. I'm the boss. Like, you don't pay for nothing.
You don't answer no phones around here.
Whatever, I do. I remember just waking up my husband like, hey, I gotta go, I'm taking the Rover. You gotta move your car.
You couldn't move it to the street and then pull yourself
No,
out.
I'm not doing all this manual labor. And then he would move the car. And then I remember one particular night, I was in my car, I was backing out of the driveway. He moved his car into the street, and then he gave me a kiss goodbye. I'm like, all right, baby, I'll see you in like 2 or 3 days.
Not 2 or 3 days.
Yes, and then I'd be gone for 2 or 3 days, and then I would go home to my husband, and he would have my dinner waiting, my bath water ran.
I want to be like Elizabeth when I grow up.
And then a glass of wine, like, welcome home, honey. Did you have fun? Yeah, bitch, I had so much fun.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
So Neil,
I love it.
She is married to this guy, but she says that Lil Wayne and Bow Wow are her two boyfriends. Wayne is calling the house at 3 a.m. So we know, well, we heard just now that she don't respect the man, but we get confirmation, more confirmation just now.
As to what?
Right? She says up front, it's her house. She paying the bills. She's the boss bitch, right? That's what she said. Not me. That's what she said, right? So Wayne calls one morning, 4 a.m. morning. She gets up from next to her husband, asks him to move his vehicle. He backs his car out to the street, kisses her goodbye, and she disappears to hear her tell it for 2 or 3 days to go by Lil Wayne, right? She comes back home, folks, and he has her dinner ready, her bath water ran. Yeah. I hope you all caught when the young lady doing the interview said that she wants to be like Elizabeth when she grows up. I hope you all caught that.
But I caught it. You know, it's funny.
What tight need I? Because I feel we born in the same line. If we born in the same line. So this is what I want the ladies to consider. And the men too. All 3 ladies are watching and the men are watching. Right? This is what I want you to consider. She had access to Lil Wayne and Bow Wow, right? Those were her 2 boyfriends to hear her tell it. But she was still married to a man that had a cool 1.5 inches, as she said, who used to tolerate her disappearing for 2 or 3 days. And we could rest assured that there wasn't there might be a business transaction, but we know what was going on there. She going to get she back blow, right?
And she was the boss bitch. She paying all the bills, etc. So I ain't like to see the man at least providing financially or anything, huh?
She running things, so she come back home to having her dinner ready, her bath water run, right? She's the man in the relationship.
Yep.
But consider this: the 2 other men, because the husband is the nondescript, unknown man in this scenario, right? The 2 men that we do know about, Bow Wow and Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne got some money, Bow Wow not so much, but still, at least Bow Wow got some name, right?
He got some M's. He got some M's.
Those men always packed her back to her man. For someone's back to she man, she get packed back to she man. Yeah, they didn't wife her up, and now she's out here.
Wait, no, you got play she again, man.
Yeah,
all alone
by her lonesome self. Right? When it is clear that she don't respect the man, she threw the man on the bus stop with the man, blame the man penis size for where she left. But she on TikTok these days, quarreling with people when they tell you that way, yeah, you know, your day is done. She don't want to hear that. So let me crack on. Give me videos 19 and 20, Neil.
Videos 19 and 20. Here we go.
Let me bring it back down because I am rallying. This is a rally cry. I am crying out for all of us women who deserve more orgasms. We deserve nice, like beautiful fatties. We deserve better penis. Listen, don't try to stop me, Alex, because you uncomfortable.
No,
my girl on the line knows what I'm talking about. Listen, I'm answering her question. She's over there laughing. Trust me, my girl is laughing with me. She feels it. She understands because she's seen some small ones. She's like, girl, yes. If she was here, she'll be high-fiving me right now. We're tired of your small penises. We're tired. I'm sorry. Hello.
Tired of the small penis, man. Continue. Don't stop. No, don't stop. No.
Does that answer your question?
It does, but I'm just curious. I was thinking that it also could have been, depending on the man, a control thing, that as a woman you may not even be a slut, but they basically will present you in that light just to control you, to make sure you stay in line.
Well, to make sure that you settle for their tiny penis. Yeah. It's all
well, yeah.
Listen, sluts aren't a real thing. Sluts are not a real thing. No one's a slut. No one's real. Like, sluts are like unicorns. People talk about them all the time, but you've never seen one. Nobody's a slut because there's nobody out here having more sex than anybody else, because a man has to have sex if he's a straight man with a woman. A woman is having sex with a man. If we're both having sex at the same time, how am I the slut? Knock it off.
That's a fact.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
That's insane.
What the Rosky? Well, look, you got that. Look, play that there, man.
I got you covered, buddy.
Aye.
Now, first of all, you got to love the fact that she can just sit on a show and say, "Hey, just boldly declare we tired of women." Are tired of men with small penises, right?
Tired.
And what I would love is for my guy to stop blindly agreeing with the nonsense that this lady is spewing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
But as I said earlier, as I said just now, she sounds so smart and philosophical that I can understand.
Not their last two clips though. But I get your point.
Yeah. I need my guy to stop simping, but that's another story, right? Force. Sluts have been a real thing for years. They're not unicorns, right? Whether we want to acknowledge it or not, it has been, right?
Come on, Derek. Promiscuity. Promiscuity.
Yeah, let's go that way, right? I was just using the terminology used here, right?
Because we're not going to stoop to her level.
To be true to the source material, but hey, you know what I mean?
Yeah, we above that.
No, we just heard this young lady, this lovely lady, say that she was leaving her house next to her husband to go and have sex with Bobo a little bit. Sorry. She did not say she was going to have sex. She did not say that. She would leave her house at 3 a.m. after Lil Wayne called to go by Lil Wayne, and she disappeared for 2-3 days, right?
Yeah, to recite Bible.
That's what she just said.
Recite Bible.
Yeah, it might be that. Mm-hmm. If you got convention, right?
Very well.
And she said that they got children in the house, which means that her be home watching the children while she's off doing praise and worship, right? Now we can assume, since the children, he got the children, he minded the children, taking care of the children, that he wasn't having sex, but his wife was. So here it is. This wife is having sex, but not with her husband. So we see clearly that even in a marriage, sex ain't exactly shared around equally. Everybody gets sex. We keep saying this week in, week out. You got some men that ain't getting sex. Choose we show a clip. We show 3 videos of a man who live in a house with a woman. And that woman covered down literally from head to toe. There ain't no sex there for he neither. There ain't no sex there for he. He can't even get food. So he gets sex. Can't get food when you get sex. So to say that the sex is equally distributed is inaccurate again. And again, a misrepresentation. Everybody's not having sex. Yeah? Because guess what? Lil Wayne having sex with you. But don't think that while you calling you two boyfriends, don't think that you're the only women that they're sleeping with though. Check yourself, Miss Ovesen.
Oh, but
check yourself. Don't be so arrogant to think that you're the only one, the one and only.
But Derek, we have no evidentiary proof of that.
Yeah. Because we ain't about what was saints.
The pinnacles of virtue.
Yeah. Bastions of righteousness. Give me video number 21 there, so Neil. And this would explain why. Yeah. Give me 21.
That sexual education allows you to see and to know what's out there for you. And when you know what's out there for you, you choose better. Cause trust me, I've seen penises and been like, in the moment, be like, nah, I'm good. Thank you though. Now I make them send me penis pics ahead of time. Like, just send me a picture of your penis, bro. I'm celibate, but I still want to see it. And if it's tiny, I don't even want to talk to you because this isn't going to go anywhere ever. Friend zone automatically.
Got it.
8 inches or less, friend zone. Not even interested.
8 inches or less or friend zone. So she want literally.
No, we see why Miss Ovesen is all. Let me get Keisha here, man. 8 inches or less is the friend zone for her.
Yeah, let me do a quick Google search. You keep talking.
Yeah,
do a quick Google search.
8 inches or less is the friend zone for Miss Ovesen. Yeah, she ain't talking about no strength of character, no integrity, no conscientiousness, no personal character traits, nothing so. Well, no. Send me a dick pic so I can determine if you will make a suitable partner or not. That's essentially what Miss Ovesen is saying. Ladies, I'm gonna warn you one more time. At the risk of telling you what sounded like I'm telling you what to do. Be careful listening to these kinds of women. Give me the stats, Neil.
Right. It's rare, super rare, according to the available research. Just 1 in 100 guys have a penis that measures between 7 and 8 inches erect. 1% of men have a penis between 7 and 8%. 6 in 1,000 guys, 0.6% have a 9-inch penis, and just over 0.2% of guys have a penis larger than 9 inches. That is 2 in 2,000. What are you here telling me? And this is Health Guide. I mean, I could. This is just the first website, so I could go to Men's Health. Let me get that. Shoot, I could go down.
But here's the thing, Neil. Here's the thing. She has a network. So finding somebody in that bracket is certainly will be too hard for her. There's a question I want to ask, right? You think we in a bowo packing like that? As average looking guys, both of them is five something and change.
Brother man, irrespective of if they are or not, that man could got dicky down to the knees. At the end of the day, that man wife she. They did not wife her. And I'm sure she was trying, because I remember her talking about Lil Wayne, like, and Lil Wayne ain't that she on.
She traded. Give me 22, Neil. Give me 22.
And while I you at 22, I got asked, right? Why you with your husband if you got a small penis and he don't stir your boat, that you got to be going to 2 other men to a
boy.
Right?
But that's the question there. That's the inside story.
You pay the bills. You's boss, bitch. He ain't stirring the coffee enough. All he is a glorified maid cook and thing. Why you with him?
Because, again, we can talk about poor decisions. You already say you don't like that kind of, you're doing the smaller varieties. You said that. So why would you entertain a man so long that he would come to the point where he asks you to marry him?
And you say yes, yo.
And you say yes. I suppose that's somebody else's fault.
But
right,
no, it's the man's fault. It's the man's fault that he got 1.5 inches.
He got.
Is he fault that he's such a simp? Is he fault that he ain't got himself together, that he ain't paying the bills in the house and use the it's his fault. It is his fault. You are absolved of everything. What the bumbleclap? Anyhow, you want 22?
Give me 22 there, so.
Let me go. Let me rock.
Penis thing. Listen, every time a man says something slick about a woman, I know he has a small penis.
Yeah.
I've seen some of the. I think I've seen the largest penis in the world.
Okay.
No, I'm serious. I think I've seen the largest penis in the world.
Are you talking about?
Oh man!
And it's not someone I've been with.
Am I really good at access? How
It's not,
big was it?
It was as big as my arm.
All of Miss Ovesen's advice centers around penis
No,
size.
stop it. That's impossible.
No, it's not. He's over 7. He was in the NBA. This is something I've talked about public. Him and I have discussed it publicly.
Yo, your arms like.
Yeah, it was as long as my arm from my wrist to my shoulder. Okay, and it was so much around that my fingers couldn't touch.
Okay, all right. So we have a social question.
Okay, listen, I'm just telling you, I've seen the King Kong of penises.
All right, I think we got the point.
It was really big.
It was big.
But
what is the point of that piece of anecdotal evidence? What does that mean?
It makes her credible. She's seen penises.
Brother
She's
man,
seeing penises.
brother man. She is telling women to get 8 inches or more. And she has said that a man from the shoulder down to the wrist, like a fucking, as a jacket, dog, as a jacket sleeve. And she could come and tell me, she try to encourage women to go and look for that.
Yeah.
She really tried. So by her logic then, me, you got micro penises then. Cause we both,
Yeah.
The dog is small.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like, what? Oh.
And Michael B. Jordan too.
But you know, here's the joke.
And Future.
You know, people have said about us, about me and you on this podcast, that Amazon should not sell mics to everybody.
Yeah.
People say that that the internet should not be accessible. We've been told that on public platforms. But this woman here.
This dribble.
Oh my
this
God.
dribble.
And this idiot man, like,
Get it.
we get it. And be like if it was me and as you produce a dog, if you start
go shut that up.
Suppose you go off of this soliloquy on vaginas. Like, big ones. Derek.
What's going on?
Derek.
Put it back, though. Put it back.
Oh, what the bro?
Yo, gotta love it, huh? Give me video. We coming to the end. This is the last two. Give me videos 23 and 24 in here.
Yeah, some men hate on sluts when deep down, that's what
this has been
want.
a bit much.
Let me start again.
Why do some men hate on sluts when deep down, that's what they want?
See, I'm writing a whole book about this. It's called Men Love Sluts. Listen to this.
Okay.
So the thing about patriarchal values is that in an attempt to hinder women, they also hinder men. Okay. So you take the scenario from before, the sexual due diligence into the better discernment, into choosing, which means leaves a lot of men being dissed. I mean, they just end up getting rejected. Men don't want that. So they shame women. So women don't go out and branch out and find out that there's better out there. Right. It's kind of like when you like chain a woman in the basement, like you just kind of keep her closed out to the world. So she doesn't see there's better penises out there, better men, better everything. Okay, cool. The problem with that is that now men will look for the virginal and they'll look for the like inexperienced and virginal women, right? So you're looking for, the quintessential or stereotypical, like church marm kind of a girl. Like she's a good girl, right? Quote unquote, big air quotes on that. So let's say now his name is Sam. Sam gets the good girl. She hasn't been with anybody. She's waiting until marriage. So he marries her. The problem is Sam has not been waiting. Sam has been, since high school, sowing his wild oats. Now he knows what he likes sexually. He's into some pretty freaky stuff. Okay? Sam likes all kinds of things. There's toys. He wants to be tied up. He likes to do things. He likes anal. He likes this. He likes that. His wife doesn't do that because she's a virgin upon marriage. This is the only penis she's ever seen, so she thinks it's amazing, but she doesn't know how to do any of the things he likes done. Okay? And they're all foreign to her. So when he goes into like, oh, well, let's do anal, she's like, what? I was just a virgin 2 weeks ago before we got married. Now you want to do all kinds of things to my body. I'm like, she's not there yet. So Sam's going to go out and get somebody who is there already, who can do all the things he likes. And he's into some wild things. Most people are into some pretty freaky shit. So now he's cheating on his wife. And now you have a problem. Because now you have a wife who you're married to, obviously. And then there's children. Then there's a house. And there's 50-50. And then there's a divorce court. And now you're losing everything you built. All because you didn't marry the kind of woman you should have married in the first place, which is a woman that's going to knock your socks off every day when you come home from work.
What? Brother man, this is incredible. This is the same podcast? This is the same podcast, my man?
Indeed it is.
What am I? Are Player 24, right? But what am I listening to?
Marry the slut.
That's a bar.
Because you're going to be having awesome sex at home all the time. You're going to get anal every night. You're going to get head every day. You'll be teabagging. You'll be on the chandelier. You'll be in the car, on the beach. You'll be, all kinds of shit's going to go down. There'll be friends coming. You don't know whatever kind of freak you need. Marry that person. So you don't have to go outside of your marriage for what you're into. If you're into multiple partners and polyamory, marry into that. Don't marry the church marm. Don't marry the virgin, but then you want non-virginal things to happen.
Yeah.
That's not fair to her, and it's also a setup for you. You're gonna lose everything. Because once you get found out that you're out here, you know, having sex in cars behind the strip club somewhere, doing freaky stuff with the whoever, you're going to get, your whole life will be taken out from under you. Then you're, again, in divorce court, or you're battling for your kids and things like this. All because you didn't marry the slut. Marry the slut.
No. I cannot believe that this woman, not in the same podcast, said that she was married to a man with a micro penis and that was not paying bills. But now she is imploring people to marry the slut. Don't settle for the safe, easy option. Don't even do it for love. Find somebody that fit your criteria and go with them. Instead of cheating upon them, instead of getting up 3 o'clock in the morning, ask your husband to move the car and kind of fly up to 2 of them. What?
Ladies and gentlemen, it is 9:31 in Barbados and the rest of the Eastern Caribbean. You are watching the Senate podcast. Please hit the like button. That's the price of admission. Like, share, comment, subscribe. As always, hit the notification bell too. Folks, please do not believe the nonsense that you just heard there. Please do not, right? Relationships are built on more than anal every night and sex every day. Yeah. What happens outside of the sex? What about raising children?
She ain't doing that.
As a matter of fact, yeah. Can you? Yeah, true, because she left the home with the husband. Can she represent you, Jen? Can she represent you in public when the discussion is not centered around sex? Does her reputation precede her? Can she help you build wealth, or is she a bill? Think on those things, gents. Ladies. You know, they don't like me to talk about it because they said I'm misogynistic and all them things. But ladies, please, do not go and loose about yourself talking about sexual due diligence and sexual education. All right? Those of you who might be looking to get married, all three of you that are listening to the show, all your husband will want is for you to be willing to do the things he likes. This is one job that you don't need to bring your educational background to the fore, right? Certainly not in this particular aspect, right? He doesn't need you to do your sexual due diligence. If your relationship is healthy, both parties will be able to say what they like and have their partner try their best to acknowledge and accommodate it, right? There were a lot more, but I decided to spare you with some of that. And like save those last two for as he cooked the grace. I'm sorry.
Right? Cook the grassy boy. What?
Yeah, save those two for the last, right? Ladies and gents, tonight we heard a lot of stuff from Miss Ovesen. A lot of it sounded good in a vacuum. But if you apply just a little bit of thought and start to look beneath the superficial, we saw that a lot of it was just word salad and misinformation in an attempt to make other women drink the same Kool-Aid and by extension make herself feel better about the decisions she's made and things that she would have experienced. Because for all you Lil Wayne and Bow Wow, she's still out here, so in these streets, yeah, following advice like this is what keeps women single. So please, ladies and gents, do not fall for the sweet lies.
All right. Now, Derek spoke to y'all ladies very eloquently. Again, please like and put some ones in the chat for Derek's editing skills and the monologue writing. It was very well executed, delivered, presented, everything, right? Ladies, let me get y'all some again, right? Shoot, listen to me, don't listen to me, ridicule me for this advice. Makes me know, never mind, right? But this whole notion of doing your sexual due diligence is absurd. Men, This notion of doing sexual due diligence is absurd. We have spoken about this in this space before. We are not telling you not to date. We are not telling you to have shoot. All I mean, even tell you not to look about yourself. Do as you like. But if you out here trying to find a person with a certain size genitals, and you finding a person that can hit the corners or to get give the got that you specifically like, right? And do all the things that you like sexually, right? And you looking for that person to nurture you and pay bills for you and do all of these things for you, whether he's a man or a woman, I just talking it straight. You are wasting your time. Do not go out here as a man. Any young man, I know we got to say young men that's watch occasionally, right? When that time comes for you guys to have sex and do your thing, do not be out here, certainly not at the clip of one superhead. Do not be out here in the streets. I tell you all not to date people and try to find somebody. If your intent, again, I want to be clear, because I think what's happened is people that somehow can't put the dots together. They can listen to this drivel, but they can't put dots together when we talk. So if your intent is to find a partner, to be married, to find a boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, shoot, if you want to live a hot girl summer, if you say marry for me, if you say, look, I see Marley saying it, she marrying again. But if you decide I'm married again, I still look hot to trot, or you hot to trot to start, go for it. Live your absolute best, worst, indifferent life. Sodom and Gomorrah. Live it. But if your intent is to find a life partner and to marry and settle down, to find that woman or that man to settle down and love unconditionally and go through life together, if that is your intent and your desire for your life, you cannot be out here whooping bout, whether you is a man or a woman. You can't be out here talking about, I sleep with 100 women, I fuck 100 men. No one, man or woman, is going to see their partner come and say, I sleep with 100. What you gonna do with that information? Miss Stephens, Corinne Stephens is out here telling you about that time she dated an NBA athlete that had a sleeve jacket for a penis. You sitting down there sweating bullets now. Oh, you got a sleeve jacket. You know that you barely got a cuff link. And you got to worry now about she and the sleeve. You know what I love about this, right? You know what I love about this? This is perfect content that we saw from Miss Ovesen, Stephens, Head, whatever she named, right? This content is great for a myriad of reasons. One, don't take this our advice. Or if you can listen to, this person might be your friend. And she may be very well educated. She may be right in certain aspects of life. But in this one particular instance, she give you advice like this. Just take it, sift through it. I tell you to discard the whole thing, because even Derek and myself, we found things in what she was saying that made sense. But do not take that advice to say, oh, man, she right, yeah. I gotta find a man with an 8-inch dicky. The 1% of men that got a dicky walking about with 8 inches or bigger.
And you were here so searching near far.
And the second
here's the thing is, penis size does not dictate the success of a relationship.
Because that man's an NBA man with a penis, don't he? The she fingernails, right?
She
with that man. Then the other reason why I say this content is amazing to dissect and say, don't listen to this, right? Is that this woman who has not made, even she's contradicted herself in her very own podcast on the very same episode, right? Listen to the overall message. When I want to listen to when we talk about women, that's called all the misogynists and it's, but when I hear clips like this, I'll be like, yes, hot girl summer, this or that next. And then when I'm home alone, wondering why when I can't attract a good man to settle down with and live your life with. You see your friends marry, you attending weddings and funerals and seeing the partner crying bad behind them and they're raising kids. Right? You catching the bouquet, the bucket, right? And you want that life for you. But you're out here looking for 8 inches. And you looking for, anytime a man tell you, well, she's on bread, you know, I choosing not to marry you because of whatever. You all of a sudden now say he got a small penis. When you are rejected, he has a small penis. Just please, right? If you're gonna listen to us, that's fine. We're not telling you to listen to us or not, right? That is your choice. Again, we started by saying that you, as again, we agreed with Miss Stephan, what's your name, Ovesen head. We agreed that you are in control of your life. You dictate the energies and the relationships you get into. Yeah, you dictate that. Yes, you can seek counsel if you have a little doubt or whatever, but by and large, ultimately, you are the CEO of your life. Therefore, do as you please. All I am asking, because I ain't even talking to women on a level to take this advice or not. In this instant, right, do what you feel like, but stop confusing the internet with foolishness about men ain't a good. And you can't find a good man. And men need to be cancelled and all men this. And these two men misogynist that. You're confusing yourself. Men insecure that the penis small. But you out here talking a roll of peripheral about penis size. Penis. I never hear penis so much in my life. The most I ever hear penis in a 10-minute span is tonight. More euphemism, penis, dick, length, size. She want a man to send dick pics. So no, I got a text saying for reference. So no, I interested in Miss Stephan's, right? So I got to text my dick. No, get it nice and hard. Then no, what I gotta do is I gotta get a reference. I gotta get a banana. Because I ain't no. You started. You started. So now I gotta get a ruler. If I ain't got a ruler, I'm measuring tape. No, I gotta get like a coffee cup or something that you could reference. Yeah, yeah. I gotta get cold water, right? And I gotta line that up now with my genitals. And I gotta hope and pray now that she finds that to her satisfaction.
She probably won't. 8 inches or less is spray zone, brother.
With me, that excludes everyone watching this podcast. Everyone that will ever watch this podcast. Nobody will ever be able to have something from the sleeve, the shoulder, all the way down to the wrist. No one. I can say that with confidence. You got a better chance, ladies, of winning the lotto or going and playing Mega 6 tomorrow and hitting the lotto than finding a man with a penis down to his ankles. And if you find that man, if you so happen to find that man with such a penis, well, who is you? Were you working with that you could deal with a man that got 20 inches of dicky? What are we? What is this? Please, I implore you all, right? Y'all don't want, I can give this advice. Please don't listen to this advice. Do what is best for you. Do what is best for you. If you want to sleep with any and everybody, it's your man or woman, you want to be out there and foot wild, and you want to live a lifestyle publicly that is beneficial to you, please understand that when that affects your dating life, don't blame me and Derek and the patriarchy. What we do? What have Derek and myself, what have we done? You have excluded yourself. You see, when men choosing a woman, right? Because she says something, men should date the sluts, right? Men Men are looking for women, just like women are looking for men that have good head on the shoulders, that understand their decision. Like you make good decisions. If I'm marrying a woman, I want to know that she can make good decisions. If you're a woman that live the lifestyle, the hot girl summer, you fool any and everybody, but you're a woman that understand, you know, if I down for a man, I down for a man, right? I would keep a man, I would work with a man, I would do therapy and whatever, right? Once you can show me that, man will marry. But you know what we see when we hear that you sleep with enough men and you've been in the streets? That you ain't got the discernment. And at the drop of a hat, if me and this relationship ain't working out, you gone. You're going to be like Karen getting calls at 2 o'clock in the morning. And I reversing the car like an idiot. Beep, beep, beep. I'm parking the ass on one side. And you getting licked down, get licked down by whoever saw me come and coming back home to me while they thing and they cooking food for you. What? I don't understand what is so hard to understand. The same way women want a man that has a discernment and has an understanding. I was watching Just Pretty Things earlier today, right? Women want men to talk about the feelings and share. Women want that. But yet still, when you ask women and you poll women, when their man cry in front of them and share the feelings to the extent that they break down and cry and that sort of thing, they lose respect for them because they want a man in control of their emotions. They want a man to be steadfast, stable in his emotions. You want stability in a man, but you ain't stable in your fooping. How is this hard to understand? How is this hard to understand? You want to be unstable in your decision making. You want to go out there and fool whoever saw me come. But then no one shame me because I decide not to marry you or Derek decide not to marry you. You're known to the streets. You are known to the streets. Shoot, you may not be Karen Stephens, but you live a hot girl life. You live a life.
But the fact that you got to change your name alone, the fact you got so many more aliases than Jason Bourne, will tell you how you live in life.
Like,
you hiding like you got warrants.
You understand what I'm trying to show you? So no, ladies, please get it in your head. And if men are talking shit, whoever watch this anytime, confront me. Tell me if I'm talking shit. The same way you want stability in a man, and the same way you want a man to be steadfast in his emotions, his decision making, and his choices, and whatever he does, you want him to be solid as a rock. It's the same way men want a woman that is steadfast and stable with her body. I talking shit. It has nothing to do with penis size. It has nothing to do with insecurity. It has nothing to do with patriarchy. We just want to know, just like you, that we got somebody that ain't gonna just bail on me or do whatever they want to do or whatever, whenever they feel like. The same way that when the bills gonna get paid or a robber come in the house, let me not even use bills. A man break in the house, me and you ain't here together, ladies. Man kicking up money or your life. And
not divorce. If you survive now.
And we survive.
If you survive now, the divorce breaks.
Right? The same way you want me to stand up with my chest and fight off that man and save you and this household is the same way. We don't want to know that you out here with no discretion. You're just pussy for hire. You're just a mercenary. You're just anything that come.
You price right.
You understand what he's saying? I don't understand what is so hard. It has nothing to do with insecurity. It has nothing to do with penis size. It has nothing to do with patriarchy. It has nothing to do with misogyny. It has nothing to do with that. The same way y'all have standards and want to look and make sure y'all have the best days, men want to do it too. I'm telling you, no man wants to pick up a woman that they are not sure they ain't gonna give away the body to whoever saw me come. No man wants that the same way. You don't want to date a man that know that. Perfect example. You date a man, right? Future. Oh God, Future. Future is for the streets. He has a boulevard named after him in the streets. If they had a roundabout in the streets, they would have his name, his government, Nadavarius or whatever he name, right? They will have his name, his government name upon there because he is of the streets, right? You go and pick up Future. You marry Future. Future taught a game and tell you, look, money ain't a problem. I love you. Bum, bum, bum. You date Future. Saying, Future got me good. And one night you realize you ain't seeing Future. Another night come, you ain't seeing Future. 2 nights, 3 nights pass. You seeing pictures of Future with another woman. You vex. You upset. You chose badly. Why? Because he is not stable. He is not stable. He is not a stable human being. So if he is not stable, it goes the same for any human being. We talk about pair bonding. They're talk about port.
They're none there.
You talk about port choice time. Let's talk about pair bonding, love languages, all these airy, fairy, sweet Shakespearean words, right? Maya Angelou words, right? But yet still we empowering people to go and pair bond with whoever soul may come and expect them to be a functioning human being in relationships and healthy without therapy.
Yep.
How is saying this misogynistic? Because women say it too. Women don't want a man that broken. Women don't want a man that indiscriminate with money. Women don't want men that can't reel in the emotions and buying things. Shoot, Sly getting divorced because he impulse buy a dog and a woman out. But when I hear saying that you could be impulsive with your body, and that's all right, you're doing research and due diligence, sexual due diligence.
Not hard. Don't tell you like this. Not hard. Sexual due diligence is hard.
It's hard.
Let me be real. Not hard.
I'm
using that from henceforth.
That's lyrics, you little ass. But I just do not understand. I do not understand how women all of a sudden got standards. Shoot. And they can make it seem that they no get standards. Women have always had standards. 200 years ago, a woman they married a man that bred and they got lines and they got nothing to do nothing or put it in.
That's the opposite there.
So why all of a sudden now women feel that we got standards? Or because that was under a time where women can vote. And women they had rights to get education and stuff like that. So they had to be discerning with who stable and who to marry and stuff like that, right? But no, today everybody got education. Everybody got the right to do what they like to do. Everybody could do what they like to do. Yet still it is men's fault. Men still is the one that trying to hold down women and tell women what to do with their bodies. Well, I am going to put it to you like this now, Derek Marshall, and those of you listening on the sound of my voice, whoever know, present, future, listening to my voice, right? We are no longer telling women what to do with their bodies. Do as you like. Hoop as you like. Get as many children as you want. Do as you like. Have as many partners as you want. But when you don't get the man you want walk away from you, no rancor, don't call nobody a slut, don't shame nobody. Just simply say no thank you and keep it pushing. When you start to realize, right, that you are not getting the outcomes that you want, I want you to find a way to make it man's fault. Because this woman come talking about sexual abuse and this and that.
That's easy.
Right? That's low-hanging fruit. Things that are in the minority of human existence and Western society. This woman, oh my goodness gracious me. Listen, ladies and gentlemen in the Senate, right? There's always have this expression, foolishness is fuckery, right? Or foolishness, what is foolishness and fuckery or something?
Foolishness and.
Right, foolishness and fuckery, right? I hate foolishness is another t-shirt that we have, right? We don't abide ignorance. And I understand we misogynists, according to y'all. We are propping up the patriarchy. We antiquated. We all the transphobic, fatphobic. We all these things. Fine. Live your best MF life. Do the most. Because when you lie down for your bed, for your last breath, and you pass away, and you look into your left, you look into your right, and you ain't got nobody to support you the way you want to be supported, I hope you remember that ain't Neil, the misogynist, and Derek, the patriarchal practitioner, that got you in that position. Nope. That on you.
Not me.
That on you. The same way you ain't want a man to be. Women don't want a man, right? That sleep with 100 women. Women don't want that. Women don't want a man. You may hear a woman, and it's so retarded, Derek. Some women will say, yeah, I want a baby. I want a man to, you hear certain women say, I want to know that my man is attractive, and other women want my man.
Yeah.
So when a man come home with another woman or another baby, you upset. Because he has no discretion. He has no discipline. You have no vagina value.
But they're not looking at them things. To hear Miss Ovesen talk tonight, all of her advice and everything was centered around the fact that a man's penis is too small. That's essentially what it was for the majority of the 37 minutes that the podcast was. And
I can end with this, right? I can end with this because you get up in time. I just look at the time, right? I can end with this. Also consider, this is ridiculous advice, right? This is ridiculous advice. And I know a lot of women can look at this and say, yeah, knowing who she is and whatever, this is ridiculous advice. But don't get tapped, you know. Women that don't have her pedigree or her history and anything like that say snippets of what she says.
Uh-huh.
Not to the extent of it, like they ain't describing elephant dicky and you know, this dicky, that dicky, small dicky, big dicky. They ain't doing that. But they are saying you must date a man that will knock your socks off. You deserve good sex. We had a 60-year-old lady that said she can dead under good sex. Because you want good sex. And more power to you. Go and look for the sex. But carrying that dicky, that elephant dicky, carry that in that massy and see how much you get for it. When the rent come due or the car not go up here, right? Tell him, well, my husband got a 10-inch dicky, so bills cover for you, man. When a robber, a matter of fact, the only way that penis can help you outside of sex is if a robber come in the house, that man he ready, lick it down with it. You always trust and believe, right? This advice permeates in different forms, variations, and stuff like that. Please be discerning of the advice you get from your friends. Men, women, anybody under the sound of my voice. Right? And also consider that at the end of the day, if you make that executive call or decision to choose and do whatever you choose to do, right? You got to bear the brunt of that responsibility. Whether it is some of it, whether it is half of it, or it's all of it, it is on you. If you choose a man that got a 1-inch dicky, and you know that he got a 1-inch dicky, you marry this man, you vex now because the man ain't sexy you good. You upset, all of a sudden now you vex.
That don't make sense. That don't make sense. And they should have gone through a courting process to get to marriage.
And let's be honest, in 2000, in the 21st century, nobody is out here getting married without having sex. Very few people are adhering to that old time thing of waiting until marriage. Certainly, I refuse to believe that Miss went through every decade in existence to come and tell me that she was waiting until marriage with this man. So it sounds good, some of this advice. You know, the sexual, what was it? Give me it again.
The sexual due diligence.
The sexual
education.
Right? That's a law of syllables, right? Due diligence. Right? Sexual due diligence. That sounds like you got a college degree. Right? That sounds good until you got your master class in sex. After doing all the electives and credits you get for it, the 100 or how much ever credits you got for it, you can't get a job. You can't get a job. So my advice is don't listen to any and every advice. Do it like supermarket shopping. Every brand you stack up, but you got left with saying to eat. And right. And in the end, if that is too misogynistic for you, if you think somehow that's misogynistic and patriarchal, do as you like. And check me back at the end of your days, having lived a hot girl summer.
Hot girl existence. Sports. It is 9:58 in Barbados and the rest of Eastern Caribbean. You are indeed watching the Senate podcast. We got two videos that, since Neil just kind of jogged my memory, I felt it would be interesting to show at the end here. Since he was talking about Miss Stephens, waiting until marriage to have sex. So, Neil, you got the day. One of them, the second video is actually recording of the actual clip. So that might not be the quality of the first, but the first one, these two clips are both from the movie A Million Ways to Die in the West. So let's have a watch.
All right, so I could just play the first one, eh?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Let me get that on screen here real quick. Hold on. I still want to transfer. Right. All right, let's get it.
Yeah. Oh, come on. Yeah. You like me fucking you, don't you?
I do. It's really terrific.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Hi, Edward.
Hi, Millie. You waiting for Ruth? Yeah, I got off work early, so I thought I'd take her out for
I
a
remember
picnic.
this.
It sounds like she's just about done up there.
Shoot that dirty cowboy! Come all over my face!
Do I look okay?
Yeah, you're good. You look good.
I remember.
Say, Edward, do you mind if I ask you something?
Yeah, sure.
You're okay with your girlfriend screwing like 15 different guys every day and getting paid to do it?
Oh, well, my job sucks too.
I know, but I mean, you repair shoes.
Eddie!
Oh, hi, sweetie.
What are you doing here?
Well, I got off work early and I thought we could go for a walk by the stream. Oh, your breath is up.
Ooh. I had to give a blowjob.
No, it's okay. It's okay. Hey, I got you some flowers.
They're beautiful.
Yeah, come on.
Don't I have the best boyfriend, Millie?
Honestly, I have no fucking idea.
Bye.
Oh, hey, Ruthie, Clyde Hodgkins wanted to come by a little later on.
Well, what do you want?
I think he wants anal.
Oh, honey, we can afford to get you that new belt for church.
Oh, that'd be great.
I know.
So, like 5:30, does that work? That should work, yeah.
Well, what time's his appointment?
It's really not like a dentist's office here, Edward. You know, he'll just come by when he feels like putting his penis inside an asshole.
Yeah, so we'll just say 5:30.
Okay.
Yep. That is a look at Mr. and Mrs. Karen Stevens. Mr. and Mrs. Superhead. I want to say before I know Derek, you catching up and everything like that, right? But I really do. I really do love what we do because, you know, people may say what they like about misogyny and everything like that. But just use some logic, people. That's all. Just use some logic. If actually any using like good old school thinking,
common sense.
Common sense. And you come to the conclusion that me and Derek is too misogynist, and so be it. Can't change nothing about that. If you can logically listen to all of what we're presenting, a matter of fact, you might not listen. Shoot, that's fine. But please, please, right? Just ask why. That's all is that. Please ask why. Why is Karen Stevens having a podcast on about penis size all the time? Talking about how a red flag is when a man got less than 8 inches.
Crazy. Truly crazy stuff. And also ask yourself, Neil, why she had the access to the man that she did, and she ended up with the man that she had. Yeah. Folks, it's been a great long night. But thank you so much for hanging in there with us.
Long like the elephant Dickie boy.
Yeah.
Go at Dickie.
Yeah. Neil and I, we do not make any rules. We just make sure you know where they are, huh? Yeah. Wait, Neil, we got another one day. We got a second one day that we showed up before. I see my girl Tolly's in the house.
Yeah, Tolly's
good
sneaking in.
Tolly's.
Don't country back door. Come.
Yeah. Give me that last one there, Neil.
You mean the 45 seconds?
Yeah.
Yeah, hold on a second. Let me get it here for you.
Because that kind of clarifies some stuff from the first clip.
Yeah, this movie was really funny, you know. I really did enjoy this movie. It didn't do so well in the box office, but I thought it was an entertaining movie. Let me get this on screen here real quick. 26. Boom. All right, here we go.
With all due respect, you have no fucking clue what this is like. All right, you're going home every night to your girlfriend who loves you. You're having sex with her.
No, Ruth and I we've never done
that. What do you mean you never? You've never had sex with Ruth?
Yeah, no. Yeah.
Wait, doesn't she have sex with like 10 guys every day at the whorehouse?
On a slow day, yeah.
You guys have never had sex?
No, Ruth wants to wait till we get married. You know, she's a Christian and so am I, and we want to save ourselves.
Hallelujah.
For our wedding night.
Edward, have you ever had sex with anyone?
Well, there was some shit with my uncle, but that was, it's really hard to remember all that.
I mean, hey man, you may say that was a comedy. That's far-fetched, right? Hey man. The truth is out there.
Yeah, you think that Miss Karen Stevens Miss Ovesen was having sex with her husband when she left him home to go and deal with Lil Wayne and Bow Wow. This has been the Senate podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah. We don't make it the rules. We just make sure you know where they are, right? You can ignore reality all you want, but you cannot ignore the consequences of ignoring reality. Please remember, folks. Oh shit, let me tell you. Be the best version of you, for you. Remember, we still got COVID and all these things out there. So please remember. We got some more wellness to come for you in the shorts. So I hope for them. Enjoy the weekend, folks. We can see you all guys again soon. Peace.
Find a better one.